Hey, all you Splinterlands players, it's Stever82. You can also just call me Steve, that's also fine. And I also go by Crypto Steve on my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to do the Share Your Battle video for Splinterlands for the Feral Spirit, which is a very old alpha card that has always been a pretty strong card. But it's on the life team, and when I was an alpha player, I made a mistake of not just investing more money into the game, and I traded away my almost all of my life cards for death cards. I just liked the death team. I had gotten a little more lucky in the packs that I had purchased in getting death cards to higher levels. So life has been and is today still one of my weaker teams. I don't usually choose them unless I have to, or unless it's Little League or a format that I really think they're good in. I do have a maxed out summoner. I have some other maxed out cards on the team now, and I can fill in neutral monsters to put together pretty good lineups, but I just don't have all the best cards. So, let's talk about the Feral Spirit. Feral Spirit, I put him here at level 7. I actually only had him at level 5. That's how that I only had him at 19 cards, but I spent $12 and put him up to level 7. There were a couple people selling some higher level ones at a decent price on the marketplace, so I just scooped them up because it is a good card. And I was comparing to buying it in beta for about the same price. I might have been able to get a level 8 beta, but I was able to get a level 7 alpha, so I just stayed with the alpha for now because I didn't see a huge difference on these two levels. Maybe that 7 speed is a speed that makes him uncanny to hit. I'll have to, maybe if somebody has him with the 7 speed, let me know if this makes a big difference to you compared to the 6. There's other ways to put him up to 7. He doesn't get an extra attack until you get him to 10. So I feel like 7 to me is a good enough level. I'm not really worried about his HP. He's going to be in a spot where he's sneak attacking other people, so his HP doesn't matter all that much. I'll give you 5. The nice thing about 5, if you get him here, is that he would live from 2 thorns hitting him. But it's pretty easy to get a 1 HP boost from other cards nowadays. So there's other ways to get him to 5. And on the flip side, even if you get him to 5, if you don't life boost him and the other team plays weekend, it puts him back down to 4. And you're really only in trouble if you run into a Thorns monster in that last spot with him. He's a fun card to play as your last card sometime with that high speed. He can get a lot of misses on him. I feel like he doesn't maybe get as many as some other cards because he doesn't fly. But it's a solid card. The obvious ideas behind this card is you can use it to either be your only sneak monster that would attack early to try to get some weaker monsters taken out if they throw them at the back of the row and to dodge, or to be part of the life team sneak team, which they do have now. So if I back this up and I have it on life, and so you got the Feral Spirit, and then you have the new Assassin card that can combo then with any other sneak card in the game. So there's a few others. Does life have anybody else with sneak? Let me know if I'm forgetting about somebody. I think those are the only 2. But since they have a double attacker, that's pretty much what sets them up. And then the nice thing about the life team is they've got the healer that slows and a cleanser that adds speed that only costs 4 mana to use together. So in a lower mana match, it's not that hard to get them on the board together and have a 2 speed swing and still have your healer on the board. The Divine Healer is a nice card because it does have that slow and only annoys you when you run into a reverse speed type of game. So let's go ahead and go look at the battle. Oops. I'm in a whole bunch of tournaments. I'm going to play these all tomorrow, though, because it's getting a little bit late, and I just wanted to make my video. I was trying for a little while. I wasn't getting good matchups. I didn't think anything was set up, and then I finally got a matchup that I thought would work. So I went ahead and gave it a try, and I was able to get the win. So in this matchup, I thought it was a really good one to feature because this was a lower mana match, which I feel like this card is better in. Not that you can't just have him be your last card on a higher mana match where you have 3 mana left. We're going to pause this. We'll speed it up to 2 when we watch it. So as you can see, I did get some armor, but he's going to have rust here. So I'm going to lose my armor. He is going to get some armor, but he only has like not quite high level monsters. So I do have a little bit of a level advantage here, mostly in this one here and this one here. But these cards are similar level to his, so I don't really feel like I purely won this because of a level advantage. Maybe the assassin was at too good of an advantage, but really when you think about it, I'm hitting for 3s and they have 4s, so they could have an additional HP and they still would have died. So let's go ahead and watch the battle, and you'll see that things work out pretty well for me with the Feral Spirit doing what I would hope it to do in this setup, and that's get the first hit in to make sure that when it's time for the assassin to come in and do its damage, it's going to kill a monster, because it's going to be able to hit their HP twice and hopefully poison them. So that's what you're really going for in that situation. So we'll start this out. I also was able, I went ahead and threw, because this was only 20 mana, I just threw a high HP werewolf here with thorns in the front, just hoping that I would be able to, have him live long enough for my 2 sneak monsters to take out some of the back row. And as you can see, that I'm able to hit that armor, get rid of it with the Feral Spirit early in the turn. We are with the heals that I'm getting onto my tank. He's living long enough, and he's actually, the thorns is a good counter for his self repair that he's doing, because if it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't be getting to his HP at all. Right there he missed, but that was actually beneficial because my guy didn't die yet, which leaves my tank there in the front row for an additional turn. And that was kind of a big deal to make sure I got that sneak attack in on that back row monster. Right there you saw I landed a poison. That poison pretty much sealed the deal. No matter what, there was no way he could come back, even with the repair trick. And he couldn't anyways because I had 2 attackers left. So it was a nice win. It showed the card being able to do what it is that you'd like to see it do. I always like it when I get to do one of these battles and I kind of get to use the card in a way that people like. Here's my little supply. I bought a couple that were leveled and combined them, so there's a few extra cards. At some point I'll probably push him up to level 8. I feel like level 8's not a bad level to get him at, because I'm pretty sure if we look at the leagues, gold is 8. Yeah. So if I get him to level 8, then when I play in the gold tournaments, I can use him and he'll be a maxed out card. So that's what I'll be looking to do shortly. But I hope you all liked my little battle that I had there to share. I thought it really showed that the Feral Spirit can combo with the Stealth Assassin. It's a 10 cost. It does 9 damage to the last position when you have them each at 3 attack. Plus with a poison, that means a possible dish out of up to 11 damage. That can kill a lot of people. And, you could run into the rare case that somebody has 4 armor, and so then they don't take that much damage. They'd only actually take 1 hit from the Stealth Assassin. But if you still land that poison, you could still deal 5 damage to their HP while getting rid of their armor before their next turn. And so there's a chance that even a higher armor monster in the back row would still die relatively quickly. And then if you can add in the Elven Assassin or some other sneak monster to the team, then you're going to be having them killing that back row extremely fast. They're quick attackers. They have enough HP to where they won't die from 1 Thorns monster necessarily, because they also usually have at least your 1 armor. So it's a good team for doing that attack the back row position. Obviously, you can run into some problems when you do a stealth team if they throw a shielded tank with thorns in the last position. But that's where you just go, oh well, they played the lineup that beats me. And not a lot of people like to do that when it's not an obvious stealth game, so you're not going to run into that as often as you might think. So everybody have a good day, keep playing Splinterlands, and I will see you next week for the next Share Your Battle video. Thanks everybody, goodbye.